That cat that I just posted yesterday. So the cat was sitting on top of my car, and I was sitting in my car, and I kept like making noises so it could jump off, and it wouldn't jump off. It just, it was giving, let me do my job. That's what I felt the cat was doing. Even DoorDash, I know nothing about animals, but I realized cats always sit at the end of everyone's driveway. Dogs are so loud. I realize I just don't like dogs. Every time they bark, my heart drops. Every time, like, it's confirmed. I have a dog phobia. Like, I have one. But dogs is like, they're always behind the gate. They're always in the house trying to get out and do something and barking loud. Oh, I hate their barks. I can't take it. I'm getting anxious just talking about the goddamn barks. The cats are always at the end of the driveway, or if they are like closer to the house, they're always in the yard, or they're always on the porch, but kind of like on the banisters. Like, it's like they don't relax anytime. Or maybe because I'm coming, maybe I'll be waking them up. Like, cats are alert as fuck. But this cat sleeps underneath my car normally, and but I always see the little dusty footprints like on my car, and I'm like, God damn, these cats just by the looks of it, my car, like little paws, they just running all back and forth on the car. Weird. I guess at nighttime. And then so I was sitting in my car late at night. I had came in the transition thing, so I was just sitting in my car scrolling, and the cat was sitting on the hood. I was scrolling, and then I was just looking down for a long time, and then when I looked up, I was like, why the cat there? Me and this cat, no exaggeration, looked into each other's eyes for like 15 minutes. Solid 15 minutes. I was just like, and then I decided to record, and because I was just, when I recorded and shined the light on the cat still didn't move. The cat was still giving, let me do my job. I'm listening. Let me do my job. And today, I came out this morning, and it was sleeping over my car again. And it started to run off. Mid-runoff, it stopped and slowly turned towards me and stared at me again. I keep saying I want a cat, I want a cat, I want a cat, I want a cat. Me and this cat bonded. I think I'm going to make this cat my cat. I think, I'm not going to bring it in the house. I got to get to know the cat. I'm not going to, be extra, but I am going to start feeding the cat. Is that safe to just feed a stray cat? It's a lot of other cats too, but this cat is a different type of cat. I always said I want a black cat. This cat is brown. I'm not colorist. I don't care, It was this guy that I work with named Caleb. Shout out to the Calebs. Made me think of another Caleb who helped me get through a tough patch in my life. I go through things and then I forget the people, but shout out to the Calebs of the world. But this was another Caleb, a very young guy, very sweet. When he first started, I would walk in to the job, and he always stops what he's doing. He turns his whole body towards me, and he smiles and he nods like this every time. And it's very rare for younger people to be that respectful, so it always stood out to me. And we had never talked. And then one day on the job, when our manager wasn't looking, I went up to him and I said, hey Caleb, do you like this job? And Caleb was like, it'll do for now. And then I was like, yeah. He was busy, so I always pick up on social cues, and I'm like, maybe I'm bothering somebody. He was not rude. He was not rude at all. But I think it's just a me thing. I'd be like, oh, I'm bothering people. So we talked for a little bit, and I was like, oh, let's get back to work. And I left. And then he came over to me, and he engaged. And, that's the best feeling when somebody comes back to you and they want to talk. Like, you didn't bother them. And that's just the best feeling. Like, they want to finish the conversation. But anyway, so we were talking about a lot of stuff. We were talking about neurodivergence and everything, and we were talking about the whole Walmart thing with the lights, and I was like, I fucking hate Walmart lights. And he said, did you know that it's a whole thing about the lights? You guys go look it up, that the lights kind of encourage you to overspend and just go nuts. But there's you know what I mean? Like, the things that you observe, they mean something. correlations, pattern detection, emotions, all of that stuff means something. And it's interesting when you say something and then somebody puts a whole explanation to what you have observed. But that is even the point. But we start talking about cats, and I say, Caleb, I think I'm a cat. I think I was a cat in my past life. I don't know what I was in my past life, but I'm very attracted to cats. But I'm scared of animals. I've never had a cat, but cats just seem more my, like, I can't do dogs. Cats, and I like that you have to win them over. I love that you have to win them over. Like, I work for it. I work for it. You know, I can't expect that from people if they're trying to get to know me and I can't do a little work. I want to work for it. And cats make you work for it. So anyway, he was telling me that I know, it took so long to get to the point. He was telling me that cats act differently if they're different colors, like we do. I don't think it's like a racist thing, but he was saying like he thinks I need to get an orange cat to start with, and I was like, I always want a black cat, and he said black cats are intense. I said, I'm kind of intense. He said, yeah. And then he was like, he's more of a cat person. I like Caleb. He said he's more of a cat person, and I was like, He was like, yeah. He was like, cats were worshipped by people. I said, tell me more. You know, I love having random ass conversations like that. But I just thought that was interesting to talk about cats with him. But I didn't know that they behave differently based on the color that they are. Isn't that crazy? But I think I'm going to start feeding this cat. What should I feed the cat? Tell me what I should feed the cat. I don't know.